Hello, Awesome Soul here, and we have some very massive news. As you know, E3 has been going on recently, and not out of the PC conference, but out of the Xbox conference, we have some Robocraft news. Yes, Robocraft is coming to Xbox One as well as Windows 10 in the form of Robocraft Infinity. Now, it is a little bit of an odd name, but they'll go into why they chose the name in a second here. So they have an article up on their website, which will be linked in the description, so please read that because I'll be summarizing a few things to keep things a little bit on the short side. So, to start out the article here, I'll skip ahead a little bit, but this is basically the opening statement. Robocraft will be coming exclusively, so that means it's only going to be coming to Microsoft's Xbox One platform as a part of their ID at Xbox developer program. So a quick rundown of this program according to the website they have set up here is there are 4 steps. 1, you submit your application and receive regular news and updates from ID at Xbox. Step 2 is you submit your idea and or game to Microsoft. Step 3, you build, as in, you build your game, but they help you out as well. And then, of course, step 4 is publish. Though I'm sure there's a lot more businessy related things behind the scenes. They have this super happy, cheery thing, and then behind the scenes it's a lot more business and money. I would assume, anyway. So, back to the article. This new version of Robocraft is titled Robocraft Infinity, and it will be released early 2018. So we don't have an exact release date, but we have a general window. Of course, this could be released earlier or a little bit later, who knows. As well, it will be released on Xbox's Play Anywhere program, which means you can purchase it a single time and it is yours to play on both Xbox One and Windows 10 PC platforms. Of course, though, this is through the Windows 10 store, I would assume. So this is not the Steam version of the game. They continue with the intro here. Before I go into any more details on Robocraft Infinity, I want to alleviate any concerns that you guys may have regarding the current and future development of Robocraft on the PC, aka the regular Robocraft we know and love, the good old free-to-play one. Let me be crystal clear. We are not stopping development on Robocraft PC, so development will continue on unhindered as usual. We have a huge development schedule which will see us creating content for the PC version of Robocraft for years to come. So that's a good sign from them. It's a lot of confidence as well, which I like to see. In fact, the revenue gathered from both Steam and Xbox versions will be combined to help us create more features and content for all versions. So yeah, that's definitely a good thing. The fact that they're opening up to what's basically a new market, that being the Xbox console. It gives a lot of new eyes who wouldn't have seen the game otherwise, just because there are a fair amount of people out there who don't really have the most powerful PC, and because of that, they usually tend to stick to their console, because they got their console, they're quite happy playing games on it, why would they need to switch to anything else? I used to be that way, so I know how it is, for the most part, anyway. But yeah, it'll open up to a lot of people who wouldn't have otherwise even known about the game, because I'm sure they have some sort of store on there. I haven't played on the Xbox One myself, but I did have the 360, and their storefront was fairly accessible just from the main menu. So as they detailed in the post I read out, the new revenue that they're gaining from these players will go into development of both games. And the key thing here is there are some minor similarities, at least as far as progression goes. But other than that, they are pretty much the same game. So they don't have to split the team up, which is good. So if they make a new item, like say, for example, a new mech leg, like a Carbon 6 mech leg, for example, they can easily add that to both versions of the game. They don't have to split their team up to create that. So as far as that goes, that's all very good stuff. So the other half of the article, there are 3 sections that sort of elaborate on what exactly Robocraft Infinity is, what about the regular Robocraft version, and then the Tell Us More section. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, and let's jump back to what exactly is Robocraft Infinity. So, Robocraft Infinity is a new version of Robocraft, but as I said, it is fairly similar. This is a standalone buy-to-play, so it's not a free-to-play like the classic version of Robocraft, and it is fully remastered for the Xbox One console with new physics, new achievements, and all new progression, and more. They'll be talking more about it in the coming months, but as for now, this is all the information we have. Now, the thing I hinted at the beginning, what exactly is the Infinity in Robocraft Infinity? And this is the infinite block feature that Mark has been talking about a few times on Twitter. I think he's brought it up, or at least once on Twitter, I know that much. And how this works, from what I remember him describing it, is once you have a block unlocked, you don't have to buy anymore. So for example, say you have an ion distorter. Once you unlock the ion distorter, you can place down millions upon millions of ion distorters everywhere. Fill a whole garage bay if you want. You have an infinite amount of them. And as to be expected, you will have to unlock these parts in some way. At least that's what I gather from reading through this. I don't think they actually state that outright, but I could be wrong. Now, the reason they're switching over to this system is because it suits a pay-up-front version, as opposed to the free-to-play version we have now. So in a way, it's kind of like the old tech tree we have. That's kind of the way I envision them working it. But anyways, what about the regular Robocraft? What exactly is going to happen to that? So, not to fear, the development of the regular PC Robocraft will continue as normal. Because remember, the games at their core are pretty much the same. So what you do for one game can be easily ported to the other, and vice versa. And as hinted at in a few videos back, they are planning to leave early access in July. And in the upcoming weeks, they'll be making changes and improvements to the Robocraft PC version. And interestingly enough, they say here, we have enough content for the next few years to keep us busy. Years being the key word, that is plural. So hopefully we can expect another 3 at minimum years of Robocraft. Hell, if Team Fortress 2 can be around for 10 plus years, I don't see why Robocraft can't. In fact, Robocraft Infinity is a good thing for the PC version, at least they say here, as there will be a lot of cross-pollination between the two products. For example, we will be bringing controller support to the PC version, as well as achievements. And as they said, those are just a few examples. I'm sure there are going to be a few other things. As well, things from the PC version I'm sure will make their way into the Infinity version as well. They continue, again, we want to make it clear we are not downing tools or diverting critical resources from Robocraft development. And they say, in fact, they've actually been boosting the Free Jam family as well, and therefore more people working on the game. And now we come to the Tell Us More section. Well, they can't really tell us a whole lot more. That's all the news we have at the moment. However, if you are somehow lucky enough to get to E3, head on over to the Microsoft stand and you will find Robocraft Infinity there. As well, they plan to have a special live stream that will be discussing Robocraft Infinity. So if you have any questions for them, be sure to write them down, give yourself a good list, and bring them up whenever the live stream is going on. But in the meantime, keep your eyes glued to all of Robocraft's social media, as well as my channel, because I will definitely be covering this more. Now, that is pretty much everything, but I will give my thoughts and opinions on all of this. So, as far as the Xbox version goes, I am rather pleased by that. Like I was saying earlier, this opens up a lot of potential customers for the game, and therefore more revenue, and therefore more people they can hire, and therefore more features faster, which is always good. My only concern with this is the fact fact that it's also coming to the Windows 10 store. So this could be nothing, or it could be a little bit of something. I don't know. So what I'm getting at here is, technically now, that means we have two versions of Robocraft on the PC, except they're the same, but different. So if you can buy Lifetime Premium on the Robocraft Classic version, which is basically buying the game outright, why not just buy the game outright on Windows 10 PC? So right there, that could possibly divide the player base by quite a bit, and it could lead to less people playing on both versions of the game, which is never a good thing. But as far as the Xbox One version goes, there is no other competitor for console versions. So that's good as a standalone. Really, the main reason why they're doing that is to take advantage of their whole Play Anywhere thing, to make it more enticing to players. So if they buy it on the Xbox, they can play it on the PC. Seems like a bit more of a deal, I guess. That's actually something interesting I kind of thought. Perhaps you need to buy it on the Xbox 360 to be able to play it anywhere, as the feature says, which is basically either Xbox One or Windows 10. Or can you simply buy it outright on Windows 10 and then go back to Xbox One and play it there? I don't know. But what I do know is that this is some pretty exciting times for Robocraft. But be sure to let me know what you think of all of this in the comment section down below. With that, guys, I will go ahead and wrap up the video right about here. I, of course, have been the Awesome Soul. I thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.